hole that's afforded on the right side. The vision is obvious. Hit it right downhill in the A-gap. But watch Jordan White, newly minted captain today at center, finish his block, dump him, and celebrate an explosive play for a touchdown in the ground game. It didn't stop there. Look at this gaping hole. The umpire really best chance to make this play, but also the respect that the backside linebacker has to pay for the pull. The quarterback run, I have to honor Diego Pavia. It's effectively a block for Cedric Alexander. And then in pass protection, look at the space that the passer has. Pavia has a palatial pocket to play from. It's wide, it's also deep, and it's also a touchdown downfield to Trey Richardson. This is why they're operating at such an efficient clip offensively. The line is playing great.
And that man, Clark Lee, loves what he's seen from his team so far this year, Alyssa.
Yeah, I was at practice yesterday, guys. There's no looking forward to that opponent next week. We'll talk about it a little bit later in the broadcast. He emphasized to his team yesterday, there's 3 things I want to see you do. Number 1, punch first. He wants a fast start. This is a team that has done that, but has also finished well as well. Only 15 points in the second half all season for this defense. So get off to a fast start, and then what Stinch was talking about, win the line of scrimmage. He said that is an area of our team that we are so confident in this year. We want to go out and set the tone immediately. The third thing was, I want you to set a record for number of possessions today. I want to see Jordan White have the football in his hand for a record amount of time in this game. Let's do that, and we can get the win.
Alyssa, his team deferred. Utah State will receive. Bronco Mendenhall is in his first season as a head coach. He's the 5th winningest active head coach with 141 wins, and he's 3-1, as you saw there in the graphic, to start the season. It's the first time Vanderbilt's ever played a team from the state of Utah. Vandy will kick off. And Utah State will receive. Brock Taylor kicking it deep to Utah State. Miles Davis and Javen Jacobs are back there deep. And Utah State will start at the 25-yard line. We've talked a lot about Diego Pavia, Stinch. This guy plays a lot like him too. Bryson Barnes, terrific start to the year for the former Utah quarterback, responsible for 14 touchdowns in 4 games. That's the second most in the nation.
You can see that he's a dual threat as well offensively. He can hurt you with his legs, can extend plays. There will be quarterback design runs called today by Utah State. Bryson Barnes playing at a really high level. He entered into this game on a lot of confidence coming off a career day last week.
Barnes in shotgun, throws to Jacobs out of the backfield. Javen will only get a couple of yards as he's tracked down there by Glenn Seabrooks, the sophomore from Davidson Academy here in Nashville.
Well, we talked about Utah State, not their first entry into the SEC. Played at Kyle Field earlier this season versus Texas A&M. Ton of toughness and grit for this offense.
Empty backfield to start, and on a sweep, it's a fake, and Barnes keeps it himself and gets a couple of yards. And there's Brian Longwell, another local product who played for Trent Dilfer at Lipscomb Academy. A 2-year starter for the Doors. One of the anchors of Vanderbilt's defense off the field here on a 3rd and 6.
Really active in the middle of that defense. You see, obviously, 3rd down. Not where Utah State wanted to be, where it's a 3rd and throw scenario. Allows Vanderbilt to be more exotic in their pressure packages. Who's coming in this look?
On 3rd and 6, pressure coming. Barnes gets rid of it, and miscommunication with his receiver, Brady Boyd, as Miles Caper was in his face. The Doors force a 3 and out.
Yeah, the challenge is, Taylor, you don't know who's coming and who's dropping. I mean, look at this. So you got all these guys up front. You have no idea that actually it's going to be this edge rusher. Watch the protection. It slides to the right. That's on the quarterback. Barnes knows it. The issue is you just have to unload the football so quickly. Got to stay out of those 3rd and long scenarios today if you're Utah State.
Landon Rico to punt. His brother Ryan punting for the Bengals, and Landon, that's an NFL punt down the sideline, and takes a nice Utah State bounce. Actually, it went out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and that's where the Commodores will start. Diego Pavia had an extraordinary game last week, Matt.
Well, it's a guy that's just such a great playmaker, and you almost worry sometimes that you don't have to force the play, just let it come to you. He's so much better about that this year. They protected the football incredibly well a season ago. This year they picked up right where they left off. He's done an excellent job both throwing and running. Both these quarterbacks, dynamic elements to their offense.
8.9 yards per play last week in the win against Georgia State. That's an all-time Vandy school record. Scored 70 in the game. They hadn't done that since 1918. Exacting some revenge against Georgia State last week. Pavia throws first play. It's good ball. It picks up 5 yards to Eli Stowers. His All-American tight end picks up 5. Dylan Tucker on the tackle.
The fun part about Stowers, Taylor, is all the different things they do with him, including subbing him out of the personnel grouping. He comes off after one catch, but we see him do so many different things. They'll add him to the core, will be a tight end that's attached. They'll move him through the backfield. They'll line him up at receiver, as we just saw there on that completion.
On 2nd and 5, Cedric Alexander. It's a 4-yard run for the junior. It's scored a touchdown in every game so far this year. Hamblin on the tackle. How about the fact that Vandy's had a different leading rusher in every game?
Just the diversity that they have in that offensive backfield. Last year we talked a lot about 2 guys, Stowers and Pavia. But there's a lot more contributors offensively for Vanderbilt this year, especially in that offensive backfield. Allow them to stay fresh longer.
Alexander stays back there behind Pavia in this pistol set on 3rd and 1. And a movement penalty is the first one of the game on Vandy.
Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Yeah, it looked like it was Isaiah Glass. Just a little bit of a flinch there. You're staring at 3rd and short. That previous play was a counter play. You get 2 pullers. It's probably Vanderbilt's best play. Watch Glass. See the twitch? Just enough. Can't move at all. Cost his team 5 yards. Changes the play call, obviously, because you had to think expecting a downhill run on that 3rd and short.
Instead of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 6. And Pavia to throw with time across the middle into traffic, looking for Stowers, who was bottled up by a couple of defenders, including Brevin Hamblin. And Vandy goes 3 and out for only the 3rd time this year.
They've been incredibly efficient. That goes back to what we were talking about with the coaches. They've been able to pick up first downs. When you get that possession, you take over the football. And that time, Pavia locked in on Stowers a little bit. He had an opportunity to get it out wide to Joseph McVay. The motion man just couldn't find him. Good job by Utah State denying a first down on that opening possession.
Nick Haberer, the Aussie punter, with a big one. Jacobs fields it at the 25, does not call for a fair catch, and is tackled quickly. It's a 56-yard punt for Vanderbilt. The 4-0 Commodores are ranked 18th in the country.
We've already talked about this guy once, and Brian Longwell. He is active in the middle of the defense. So watch a little Texas route, angle route on the running back. Watch him get his eyes on the passer. Great vision. Ball comes out, gets deflected. Longwell comes up with the interception. It's been excellent in the run game as well. Gets downhill quickly. Great diagnosis from his inside linebacking spot.
Bryson Barnes had 3 people surrounding him at the beginning of that play. He is flushed out of the pocket and throws a good ball up near the 35-yard line. That's caught by Braden Pagan, who's become his favorite receiver in recent weeks. Marlon Sewell on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and short.
And we'll see, just to finish up on Longwell, his ability to get downhill as a tackler. You got to be able to get up, find that gap, almost like a running back. He showed good vision.
On 2nd and 2, a handoff inside goes to Miles Davis, a 6-year senior. Season high over 118 yards last week in the win against McNeese. Moves the chains, and it was Longwell that made the tackle.
And just was so active in there, but so is Miles Davis offensively. It's been surprising, I think, this year just how good Miles Davis has been, not only as a rusher but as a receiver. And 6 receptions in their opener, and he's built on that.
Utah State gets the first down of the game and immediately faces pressure. There are flags everywhere as he was hit in the backfield by Langston Patterson.
There are multiple fouls by the defense. Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 94. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 10, use of his body weight. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Right, so Bradley Mann is the hands to the face penalty that's declined here, Stench.
Well, watch this. It's a great pass rush. That's a clean play. I don't. You know, what they're saying is, you can't land on top of the passer. The awareness that requires is, do you even know he has the football still? And that's, by then he'd already made contact.
Barnes in Vandy territory, ran up like he was going to run. Got the defense to bite, and Pagan is wide open for another first down at the Vanderbilt 35. C.J. Hurd on the tackle.
A great decision by Barnes right there. And you mentioned it. You look like a run. It's RPO. Run you have to honor with the quarterback. Just jam one in there in front of Hurd, the most prolific tackler on the Commodore defense.
14-yard reception for Braden Pagan. Barnes, empty backfield, steps up in it and will take off. And Vandy fans have seen a quarterback that does that a lot the last couple of years. It's why Clark Lee said, this guy reminds me of Diego Pavia. And that is a pickup of 7.
Really excellent protection right there, too. There was time, just nowhere to go with the football. Barnes did a good job of being opportunistic with his feet, but excellent pickup. Brought 6 on that previous rush.
He's been outstanding here. He hands it this time. That was the wrong move. Noah White tackled by Randon Fontenette for a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, again, Vanderbilt very aggressive at the line of scrimmage. So watch Fontenette. He's going to diagnose and get upfield quickly. So you see the ball handling. The read was a give, really, with Fontenette right there. Barnes should have pulled that football and run underneath Fontenette, who was upfield right now. Big negative yardage play for the Commodore defense. They were on their heels on this series.
Instead, it's 3rd and 8 for Utah State. Barnes keeps it, first down run inside the 20.
Barnes on the carry.
Little option look. How about that from Utah State? We talk about the similarities. These quarterbacks also play calls. You fake the option pitch and just keep it underneath. How about that for a tough run from Bryson Barnes? All 6'2", 210 pounds of him. A graduate. Played a lot of college football. A veteran player back there.
14-yard run for him. He will keep it this time, and he'll get a couple of yards on the play as he's tackled by Miles Capers. To your point, Barnes played for for Utah and beat Florida and USC. Came off the bench and almost won the Rose Bowl a couple of years ago for the Utes. And now with Utah State, has turned into truly the top quarterback in the Mountain West Conference in 2025 with the way he's played in the 3 Utah State victories. Did lose on the road to Texas A&M here on SEC Network 3 weeks ago. On 2nd and 9, he'll keep it, throw it to the end zone. Touchdown, Miles Davis.
Number 2, Miles Davis. Touchdown, Aggies.
What a drive by Bryson Barnes, especially after the personal foul was called on Vanderbilt.
How about that? We talked about Miles Davis. So you get the fake to Miles Davis, then he just converts it to a wheel route. Nick Rinaldi, he came upfield, saw that Davis didn't take the handoff, but by then Davis already had 2 steps on him, man coverage, and just couldn't recover. Great ball from Barnes.
Extra point by Tanner Rinker is good. 8 plays, 57 yards in over 3 minutes. Vanderbilt coach Clark Lee said, Utah State has our attention today. The Aggies lead 7-0. Franklin had a couple of 9-win seasons. Bobby Johnson's 018 got off to a great start. But here on the West End, they're saying that 2025 and Clark Lee could have a team that tops all of them, Matt. Meanwhile, they trail 7-0 against Utah State. Trey Richardson is back deep to receive this kick from Zachary Robbins. Richardson's coming out. Gets the corner, stays in bounds, and is out near the 40-yard line.
Seemed like an aggressive choice at the time. Boy, did he make it pay off. Pick up another 15 on that.
Our Week 5 SEC Network football lineup continues today at 4:15 Eastern with number 15 Tennessee taking on Mississippi State in Starkville, and we cap the night with Kentucky and South Carolina at 7:45. Both are also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
You think about that procedure penalty, the false start on a 3rd and short cost Vanderbilt their opening possession, and Utah State capitalized. Can the offense get going here?
Pavia moves the pocket and throws past the 45 up to the 46-yard line, where the catch is made by Trey Richardson, and Bryson Taylor, the senior from Houston, Georgia, on the tackle. So Richardson returns it to the 40, catches it, and gets it up to the 46.
I'll tell you, Taylor, both these offenses is interesting. Right-handed quarterbacks, both of them really good throwing on the run and to their left. In fact, we've seen Diego Pavia, he did it there. They'll roll him out to the right, they'll roll him out to the left just as often. Very effective on the run.
Pavia keeps it, and he gets up to the 49-yard line. Diego has run for over 200 yards. In fact, he's thrown for over 3,000. He has over 4,000 total yards at Vanderbilt. And you consider the fact that that's only in 17 games. He has become the face of Vanderbilt football.
Rightfully so. Kind of ignited their confidence. You see Vanderbilt, 2 running backs in the backfield. You got McKaylin Young and Cedric Alexander back there. See if they don't give a quick hitter to the up back here.
On 3rd and 2, and it is enough to move the chains by Alexander. Carson Touche on the tackle.
Good job up front. Vanderbilt able to attack the uncovered play side guard that time, running behind Big Chase Mitchell. Just enough to get the chains moving. You see Vanderbilt, see both these teams employ multiple backs in the backfield.
Vanderbilt crossing into Utah State territory for the first time. Young running all over the place and does get the ball after all that pre-snap movement up to the 47-yard line. McKaylin tackled by John Miller, and Young is one of the many former New Mexico State players that's all across college football. Of course, Jerry Kill, the former head coach at New Mexico State, is the chief consultant for Vanderbilt, and his eye for talent is just extraordinary.
It's like he created an incubator out there. It's like a laboratory. You got to pass through New Mexico State, and then you immediately launch into some Southeastern Conference or some other team elsewhere.
Pavia on 2nd and 9 with a clean pocket and a good ball on a slant to Richardson, and Trey has a first down to the 36 where Avenger makes the tackle.
That was a dealer's choice play that time for Diego Pavia. Had options both to the left side and the right side of the formation. Great pocket to work from, clean passing lane. Trey Richardson, proven to be an excellent target this season. Came into this game with 12 receptions, 4 catches. Last go around, really good receiver in this offense.
Pavia moves Alexander next to him. Fakes it to Said. Good ball to the sideline to Hoskins. And Richie will get a couple of yards. Taylor was waiting on the Burlsworth watch list candidate, Richie Hoskins, one of the great walk-ons in the SEC.
A lot of contributors that are quote-unquote walk-ons in this offense. Lassiter in the backfield, hadn't seen him yet. Walk-on. Big contributors to Vanderbilt, what they want to be offensively. Hoskins being chief among them.
On 2nd and 7. Handoff goes to Newberry. AJ breaks it inside the 20. It's first down for Vanderbilt. Miller on the tackle.
That time it's, dividing the defense, because you give a heavy counter look to the right. Pavia could have kept it. It was a give to Newberry. Defensively at the second level, you got to make decisions. And that time, defensive coordinator Nick Howell, he had 2 safeties out of the box. It was a numbers advantage, but an excellent scheme, a difficult scheme to defend.
Newberry only 17 yards rushing on the season, got 16 more there. And AJ breaks it ahead to the 11, where it'll be second down. Holmes on the tackle. Vandy, we mentioned, has had 4 different leading rushers. We take another look as Newberry with a big hole with that offensive line in front of him, Stinch. He's not one of the leading rushers so far this year.
No, he's a guy that we haven't seen a ton of, really. He was able to slip in there right behind the big block of Emmanuel Adebi. He's proven to be quite the specialist in blocking kicks. Good job on the kick-out block.
Fakes the toss ahead. Pavia gets the corner. There are flags down as he's pushed out inside the 5 by Tucker.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Second penalty on Isaiah Glass. Now watch him. He was actually the left tackle. He was lined up over there on the right side. I don't know. That's from the center judge. Maybe we have too many referees in the backfield or something. I didn't see much there. If so, it's going to be a flag fest. Like a cleanly blocked play. Again, another one of those counter looks. They were overloaded to the right side of the formation. It was a tackle over.
Instead, it's 2nd and 14 outside the 20. Pavia over the top. Touchdown to Sherrill. Plays, 59 yards in 6 minutes. The answer for Vanderbilt. Brock Taylor ties it up. Sherrill has a catch in 29 straight games. Diego Pavia has a touchdown pass in 8 in a row. A perfect ball to the end zone. Tie game in Nashville. Glee, one of 6 active coaches coaching at his alma mater. Mike Gundy dismissed at Oklahoma State earlier this week. There were 7. His Commodores tied the game here against Utah State at 7. 7-6 last year. SEC Coach of the Year. 4-0 start here in 2025. Brock Taylor to kick it to Javen Jacobs. Over his head, and Utah State starts at the 25. How about that touchdown throw by Pavia, Stinch?
Well, a couple of things. One is the ball placement, but the other is watch Brevin Hamlin, the play action. So Vanderbilt was able to get the ground game going. Watch, he just kind of freezes just enough. Watch this ball placement between 3 defenders, but Hamlin, hard eyes into that backfield. You got to honor the run game. They got a lot of runs coming downhill at that defense. Just froze his feet enough. Didn't really buy up that much, but just froze him. That was more than enough to fit that ball in. Well-placed throw by Pavia. Now let's see if Utah State can pick up where they left off last possession.
Barnes goes on the right side to Miles Davis. Davis follows right tackle Junior Sia, who's starting today in place of Trey Anderson, who's out for today's ball game. Jalen Stone on the tackle for Vanderbilt on Davis. Picks up a few there on first down.
Positive run on first down. You look at Utah State, if they're able to get that going to where they can get third and manageable. You got more options in your playbook.
It's a fake to Davis, then a toss to Jacobs. Jacobs, right about where they snapped the football, is pushed out by Dante Carter. Third and long for Utah State.
It was really well defended that time by Vanderbilt. Well schooled on that option look. Already saw some success with the option look earlier for Utah State on their touchdown scoring drive. Something that the Vanderbilt defense would see in their own or from their own offense during the week. Again, another pressure look, Taylor. You got guys walked up. You don't know who's going to come and who's going to drop.
Barnes, always a threat with his legs, is pressured and just has to get rid of it. Great job by Brian Longwell to force a punt.
You see
Quarterback outside the tackle box. The ball landed beyond the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete.
They're talking about it not being intentional grounding outside of the tackle box, but the coverage just nowhere to go with this football. Barnes does a good job of buying time, but once again, great job by defensive coordinator Steve Gregory's unit confusing where's that pressure going to come from. The protection actually held up relatively well. Great coverage downfield.
Rico's second punt to Martell Height. Alyssa was watching Height. Oh, this ball's blocked. He kicked it into the Vandy players, picks it up, and it goes through the end zone. That's a safety. Austin Howard was all over Rico. It looked like Anthony Garcia had trouble picking him up, Stinch. Oh, he just, look at that. He just missed the football.
He just kind of topped it, and I wonder if the pressure in his face, he kind of took his eyes. Yeah, the ball, it's like he just dropped it early. I don't know if he was like between 2 different types of kicks.
It was a bad toss to the foot, is what it was.
Wow. So it really was not blocked. He just topped it. The ball got dropped quicker.
Defense number 36. The 10-yard penalty is enforced in the previous spot and includes an automatic first down.
So here comes the explanation. They're saying there was a holding that one of the members of Vanderbilt on this punt return team
We never saw a flag down on the field anywhere.
I did not see a flag on the field.
That negates everything.
Really odd sequence.
Guys, as you can imagine, Clark Lee is very fired up. This is about the 3rd time he's had a heated exchange with an official already just in the first quarter.
Barnes will drift back, throw it underneath to Davis, and Davis is tackled for a minimal gain by Patterson. That is the end of the first quarter. We'll take another look And what happened on that punt? Called for a holding penalty here, Stinch. That negated a botched punt attempt by Utah State.
So what here? That's Van Hen right there. So watch number 33. Ball's not kicked. Here's the hold. Boom. The ball gets kind of shanked. Now watch. The flag comes in from this line judge. Throws it in here. It came in after the ball was headed towards the end zone. Gave Utah State a first down.
Instead of Vandy getting a safety out of it, Utah State keeps the football here to start the second quarter. This was Clark Lee's reaction as he watched it on an iPad.
Obviously frustration on the sideline, and of course he got, and there's Hinton who committed the penalty. It's an odd play. You know, you see that the ball gets topped. Looked like it was going the other way, and you can see they're explaining to Hinton, look, and he's like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? He just kind of turned and dumped. You just can't do that. Obviously flag came in, so they attend to a, looks like an injured Aggie on the field.
Jake Eichhorn, left tackle.
Yes. Already down their starting right tackle. The Aggies potentially looking at a backup as well now at left tackle.
Big story early in this game have been the penalties that have been called against Vanderbilt, and there's some frustration that has boiled over on the Commodore sideline. Vandy called for 4 penalties and 40 yards. Utah State has not committed one yet. Eichhorn is on his feet.
Limping heavily, those. Not able to put all the weight on that left leg. So now you're looking at another substitution along the front. Looks like Adam Pond going to sub in there at left tackle.
3rd and 6 for Bronco Mendenhall's Aggies near midfield. They're 1 of 3. Barnes, line of scrimmage ball to Jacobs, no chance. Commodores everywhere to bottle him up at the 43. It'll be 4th down again. Miles Capers on the tackle. And Landon Rico will come back out onto the field to officially attempt his 2nd punt, because the last one never happened.
Well, so not only were you able to avoid, due to the penalty, the safety, and you forfeit the possession back, of course, on after safety, but you're able to capture field position at the very least with that extended possession.
Snap was clean last time, and it is again. And this one was almost blocked, and Rico's on the ground, and there are flags next to him as the ball will be down at the 21-yard line. So hold on a second. Let's see what this is.
Rules on the field as the kick was not tipped. Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Receiving team number 7. 15-yard penalty, includes an automatic first down.
Well, Marlon Sewell was insistent immediately that he tipped this ball. Take a look at it. I couldn't tell. Let's see from this angle. I can't tell from that look either.
Clark Lee is looking at the video board.
The kick not being touched is under video review.
There you go. You can review that to see if, in fact, Sewell, he says, absolutely got those fingers on it. I think the key is, can Brian Brown, the replay official in the Southeastern Conference, determine that, in fact, he did make contact with the football?
He was insistent. I mean, right away. Now, part of it could just be, hey, yeah, I ran into him, roughed this kicker. It certainly looks like he should have.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Like, if you asked me, do I believe that he made contact?
Look at his fingers.
You would say yes, but how do you have enough evidence here?
If that last look, I think you could see where if the evidence is the movement of Sewell's right hand, the fingers on his right hand, it does look like they're bent back from having touched the football. I don't know if you can tell from these looks. The very first look at it, you could see his fingers.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
Yeah.
Personal foul, 15-yard penalty with automatic first down.
It just, you couldn't get a clean enough look at it. The only thing that you'd have to infer that those fingers might have moved. Couldn't really see if he made contact. So all kinds of special teams adventures.
In between quarters, the great Vanderbilt sports communication team comes in here and hands us the stats. And there's just one to circle. 5 for 55 yards in penalties for Vanderbilt and 3 massive personal fouls that have extended drives.
And you can see, obviously, 2 of them on these 4th downs. You know, what would have been a safety and then get the ball back.
And now on Vanderbilt's side of the field, Barnes wants to step up and launch, does, and has his tight end down there. Brock Lane with the catch inside the 20.
And of course, the crowd here is saying, oh man, holding on that left tackle substitute. Great ball downfield. And Brock Lane extending for this catch.
23-yard catch for Lane. Flag at the beginning of the snap. And Davis will get inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
It's Kaleone Yosua at left tackle, subbing in there for the now injured Jake Eichhorn.
Offense, more than 4 players lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That is the first penalty called on Utah State.
Well, they see the Vanderbilt defense may be able to catch their breath. As you think, you know, this drive has been extended in an unorthodox way, for sure. The defense has earned its way off the field, only to have the special teams unit extend the drive.
Barnes can't elude the pressure. Patterson was back there, and Linus Zunk finished off Barnes, the German, with his first sack of the season.
Big Linus Zunk. Got great size, good length as well. Was able to get Barnes on the ground. You can see the edge pressure. So that time seeking to bottle up Barnes, who's already demonstrated his ability to hurt you with his legs in the scramble game.
Now 2nd and 16. Barnes clean pocket this time and throws again to Lane in stride down near the 10. Fontenette forced out Lane with his 2 big catches on this drive. That's 12 more.
You could say that time, Fontenette had to come up and rally quickly to get Lane out. You see Lane trying to stay in bounds to pick up some more yards. Wow. I don't know how. I'm surprised the flag doesn't come out right there. He was well out of bounds.
And there's the flag.
Prior to the foul, timeout was called by Utah State. It's their first coach timeout of the half.
What a wild drive that continues on a 3rd and 4 in just a moment.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can watch the game together, even when you're away.
Here we go, man. We got it. We got it.
Yes, yes, yes!
Go, go, go.
Go, 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 go! Yes!
My wife is having a baby.
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. That's all part of the AT&T guarantee.
Your next breakdown could be anytime, anywhere.
The last thing I remember is just the engine cut out.
Endurance?
as you covered. It was like almost a $6,000 job. Endurance covered it.
Right now, you can get $300 off any plan, plus a year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now. Call 1-855-941-6575 for a free quote.
Weekdays, SEC Network is your home for SEC football coverage.
We're live on the air. We want to see our show.
Recapping all of the action.
News, opinions, and analysis. Weekdays on SEC Network.
See, toe fungus is not just an embarrassing cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even small spots can spread and get worse. Drugstore remedies and prescriptions just don't get to the root cause of your fungus. That's why this simple 2-minute hack has gone viral. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. It works by deeply penetrating and disrupting the cellular structure of the fungus. Thousands are literally wiping their fungus clean and showing off their toes again. And now you can try it totally risk-free. Go to crystalflush.com.
At Rush Order Tees, we focus so much on shirts, we can't even comprehend pants. Besides t-shirts, Rush Order Tees also offers customizable sweatshirts and hoodies, polos, hats, activewear, business apparel, team uniforms and jerseys, mugs, pens, and bags. Slap your design on anything. Except pants, that is.
We figured it out. Now we can put anything on pants. And I mean anything.
Visit rushordertees.com today.
Peter Burns with the studio update. After Virginia upset FSU, more ACC chaos. Ranked Georgia Tech down 14-3 against the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. And questions about Arkansas's defense, well, they were founded. Jeremiah Love, his third touchdown of the day. This time not even touched. They've got 351 total yards and driving of 15 in Fayetteville.
That's going on. Bryson Barnes throws to the end zone, and Sturzer makes the catch. Josh Sturzer, touchdown for the Aggies. And the extra point is up and good as well. 14-7 after all of that, Matt, and all the penalties that Utah State capitalized on.
Yeah, a couple of fourth downs extended. And once again, Vanderbilt just losing track of the tight end at the end of the line of scrimmage. So Brock Lane, a couple of nice reception, and you see just the eye discipline lacking down there in the low red zone. So Brock Lane got a lot of attention. He motioned all the way across that formation, had 2 big catches earlier in this possession, one extended twice by penalties on fourth downs. Punting unit was out there. Vanderbilt couldn't get off the field, and the Aggies able to capitalize. It's the tight ends that got him down there. 2 big catches by Brock Lane and then Sturzer. And Vanderbilt going to have to get in that laboratory on the sideline and get their coverage fixed, because they are getting lost on some of these crossing routes. The tight ends attached at the end of the line of scrimmage, and the coverage not able to track them down.
Ball falls off the tee there and reset for Utah State. Richardson waiting at the goal line after a great return last time. Won't get a chance here. It goes out of bounds. Though that flag that's on the field has been the story of the football game so far.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be placed at 35-yard line. First down, Vanderbilt.
That play negated, Stinch, because of a holding penalty. Roughing the punter, and the Aggies ultimately capitalize.
Guys, I've been standing down here on the field watching Diego Pavia, who's been standing up on the sidelines for what feels like the last 20 minutes. His offense, quite simply, has not been on the field. This is just their third drive of the game, the complete opposite of what Coach Lee told them yesterday as far as wanting to possess the football. Watching him, keeping his teammates' energy up, because they haven't been able to work very much.
And Pavia and Vanderbilt is back on offense at the 35. Diego, quick throw to the sideline, and Junior Sherrill, who had that touchdown catch, turns and grabs a couple more yards on Bryson Taylor, who pushed him out. 7 yards on first down.
That's a great point. You know, Alyssa makes. You think about that first possession, a quick one. Kick the ball right back to Utah State. It's something that Vanderbilt has not done a ton of. As you mentioned, Taylor, but only the third time that's happened all season when they've had a 3-and-out. They have to capitalize. A very positive first down play there to try to answer Utah State's scoring drive.
Young in the backfield on this 2nd and 3, and he runs forward where the offensive line is pushing back those Aggies to get the first down. It's just so noticeable, Matt, how much better Vanderbilt's offensive line is on a play-by-play basis across the board. There are 4 new faces in the middle of that defense. You see number 53, who has a C on his chest now. We'll tell you more about Jordan White, how outstanding he's been for Vanderbilt. Driving Aggies backwards to set up this first down near midfield. Pavia pressured and dumps it off wisely, and Young is wrapped up for a loss on the play. Last night, Matt, how about this? Jordan White becomes the next team captain for Vanderbilt football. The transfer that came in from West Virginia and Liberty, graduate player from Largo, Maryland, has made a huge impact.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly these transfer players, albeit I think it matters, they're veteran guys. This is a very experienced football team, but they can earn the respect of their teammates. 8 captains named earlier, and Clark Lee said, no, we need a 9th. That's how good Jordan White has been.
2nd and 11. Line of scrimmage ball to Richardson. Just let Trey run. And he's down inside the 25-yard line. What an athlete Richardson is. The junior from Topeka, Kansas. Pushed out by Bobby Arnold. He picked up 30.
He got a couple of really nice blocks out wide. Tristan Brown and Big Cole Spence. And basically, that's just to move the line of scrimmage play. It's almost a long handoff and let Trey Richardson, who has exploded onto the scene, make him just be a ball carrier. He's so good with the ball in his hands, an explosive play, really well blocked play on the perimeter.
This guy was playing Division II football at Washburn. He's an SEC star at Vandy so far this year. Pavia swings it out to him again. Look at the speed as he gets the corner. Hamblin on the tackle.
That time, it's Junior Sherrill and Richie Hoskins' turn. So we talk about the offensive line doing great blocking this year. The receivers now on back-to-back plays. Excellent blocking on the perimeter, and it stresses the defense so much. Utah State being forced to defend sideline to sideline. It pulls defenders away from the core, from that tackle box. It usually opens up downhill rushing lanes the more success you have on the perimeter.
Alexander behind Pavia on this 2nd and 3. Said, first down. Down near the 10.
Very similar play that we saw in the first quarter, where they just give Big Emmanuel Adebi about a 20-yard running start to go tee off on the backside defensive end.
Tight end coming in motion, fullback, whatever you want to call him. It was, what, 4 or 5 yards before Alexander made contact with anyone.
And that is their average, incidentally, is 4 yards before contact in their ground game.
Pavia moves Young to his left. And fakes the sweep. Diego Gets down near the 6. John Miller on another tackle for Utah State.
Yeah, positive run. That's a heck of a play by John Miller, because otherwise that thing's going to the house. Another big counter play. You get 2 pullers that just pour it up into the point of attack. John Miller did a good job of scraping over there for Nick Howell's defense. Nick Howell, a familiar face here on the West End, former defensive coordinator here at Vanderbilt, was with Coach Mendenhall at Virginia. His unit's got his hand full on this second down in the low red zone.
On 2nd and goal, it's Pavia, and it's Diego. Touchdown. That 2-man game keeps the defense guessing. 6-yard run by the quarterback. Sometimes it makes the announcers guess too.
That was a really good fake. I mean, it felt like he does such a good job of riding that handoff, the mesh as it's called. So watch, rides it, pulled it out late, and he gets behind big Bryson Coleman and Eli Stowers on the edge. The tight ends getting in on the action, blocking on the backside.
8 plays, 65 yards, and Taylor ties the game. Diego Pavia has completed his last 8 passes, and now he's run it into the end zone for a score. Tie game on the west end of Nashville.
Frank, this stadium control room is so awesome.
Want to see something really cool?
Yes, I do. Whoa, it's beautiful. Look, goosebumps.
I didn't think that was possible for a chicken.
Why not?
Because you're not a goose?
Are you a goose, Frank?
No.
Can you get goosebumps?
Yes.
And that makes sense. How?
I see your point.
Yeah. Sanderson Farms, official chicken of the SEC.
Ever worry that you're drinking too much? Take back control with Or Health. Or Health provides access to medication proven to help. A daily pill to drink less, or to quit drinking altogether. Text TV1 to 710-710 to learn more.
The primary lesson I learned from all my years of football was about teamwork. That is something that's really been important to me.
It brings people together. For those of us who chose to play, it's community right there.
Football's given me a platform. Football's allowed me to compete at a high level. I think it gives you a great escape to go out there and compete and just to do what you love.
Football teaches you how to deal with pressure, but the most important thing that football teaches you is how to get up once you get knocked down.
Ready-to-eat meal delivery services are not created equal. At Factor, it's personal. Everything is done from scratch every single day. Nutrition and flavor is first and foremost when we create any dish.
Sign up for Factor today and get 50% off your first box at factormeals.com.
Extra. It changes the energy on the field and off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game. At Regions, we celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence, while our team goes the extra mile so your financial wins keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And extra is our ordinary at Regions, official bank of the SEC.
So back on that touchdown run, it's a 3 tight end set. 1, 2, 3. It's Cole Spence, Eli Stowers, and Bryson Coleman. Now Spence blocks down. Stowers picks up the edge collapses, and Coleman's got that kick out block. Pavia just running behind his 3 favorite tight ends over there on the backside of that run play. Really well blocked. That became the new point of attack, and Vanderbilt able to answer with a touchdown of their own.
And Jacobs with a returnable ball from the 3. Flags are on the field before he gets to the 20.
Flag on the play.
Been a big part of the story here in the first half. Utah State has had 2 75-yard scoring drives in part because of them.
A heck of an effort by Jalen Ruth.
During the return holding receiving team, the penalties half the distance to the goal. First down, Utah State.
And I think the holding, Taylor, was on Jalen Ruth, who gets tackled and just fought his way back up and then makes the tackle. So watch number 14. He's going to end up getting tackled. Here he comes. He ends up, nice engagement there, and just gets, ends up just getting tripped up. Really wasn't much of a hold. Great play.
Barnes on a quarterback keeper, not much. Jalen Stone, the junior from Decatur, Georgia, was right there.
You think back to that previous possession for Utah State, you know, fortuitous, we'll say, back-to-back 4th downs where they're able to extend that drive and capitalize. Need to get a first down here at least to try to flip the field position. They're deep in their own territory.
Pavia is 9 for 10. Barnes is 10 for 12, but the yardage isn't much there for Utah State as Martin Davis makes the tackle there. It'll be a 3rd and long after Pagan made that catch.
Part of it too is the difficulty as a play caller. You're down both of your starting tackles. Trey Anderson never took the field for the Aggies, and they lost Jake Eichhorn. You think from a protection standpoint, you have to be smart. You look for maybe another screen pass here. You don't want to put the ball in jeopardy. Vanderbilt has already been able to confuse the protection scheme with this defensive look.
On 3rd and 10, pressure. Barnes escapes the initial pressure, throws downfield. It's incomplete. Boyd couldn't grab it. Couldn't get a foot down before he grabbed it. 4th down.
I'll tell you what, Bryson Barnes. I mean, that's great instincts by Barnes, though, just to keep that.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship, January 19th on ESPN.
The great thing about college football in late September is that there are dozens and dozens of teams that are still eligible for that college football playoff all over the United States. Who knows? Maybe there's a team on this field that could be in consideration later in the year. Vanderbilt tied with Utah State. A little trickeration here on an end around. And still in bounds is Bryson Coleman. Coleman getting up to midfield there.
Bryson Coleman.
Dylan Tucker pushed him out after an 8-yard pickup. Coleman had a 54-yard touchdown catch at Virginia Tech and has been a big part of the offense so far in 2025.
And here you are. It's 2nd and playbook here.
Short side 1st down throw to Alexander.
But you can see, you know, they're running that literally an end around out of a very similar formation that they ran that touchdown run on. They're able to punch it in. That time Pavia kept it. This time they flip it to Bryson Coleman. Multiple looks. Totally different types of plays from the exact same alignment offensively.
And how about Tim Beck and the play calling so far? And Pavia, 9 straight completions, 10 for 11 overall. Pavia launches downfield and off the fingertips of Trey Richardson.
You could see early on, Trey Richardson could tell, I'm going to have to adjust on this throw. It was more upfield than he anticipated. So watch Trey Richardson. So he locates the ball. Now look, he turns. He's like, man, I'm going to have to turn out. He almost with no look caught that ball. That time Pavia, you want to lay it out a little bit more in front of him. That ball led Richardson more downfield than it needed to be, a little bit off on that downfield shot.
Diego goes back to the air, and that's a ball that he sandwiches in between two Utah State defenders down to the 31-yard line to Stowers. 14 yards and another Vandy first down.
You mentioned Tim Beck, just the comfort level, right? The guy's very familiar. Came over with Diego Pavia and Eli Stowers from New Mexico State. See Tim Beck up there. It's on Jerry Kill's staff, as you mentioned. Jerry Kill, big part of this staff here as well at Vanderbilt.
Diego, look at all this time. He's flushed out, and he'll keep it. And he'll get a first down out of bounds inside the 20. 11 more.
Well, Taylor, these are the type plays where it can wear you out defensively, literally and figuratively. The coverage gets extended, the pass rush gets extended, but the other it's just mentally.
Diego, end zone, touchdown, Sherrill again.
The confidence this guy has,
man alive, I tell you.
He believes in himself, believes in this team, believes in his arm. Another ball, and he fits this one in. There are 3 defenders that could converge on Junior Sherrill. The ball placement outstanding. Mixed it a little bit off on that deep ball, but he's been spot on, especially in these red zone throws.
6 plays and 58 yards in just over 2 minutes. And Vandy has its first lead today. Vanderbilt has only had 6 positive scoring margin seasons in the last 50 years. This year, they're averaging 35 more points a game than the opposition because this offense has been sensational.
Well, they empty out the backfield. So here's Cedric Alexander, but here's Junior Sherrill. He's just going to work in and up. Gets behind it, and then he just turns this thing vertical. Sees the safety sitting on that hash. And Diego Pavia gets to go there all the way. See that ball flatten out to Junior Sherrill, and just couldn't get over there in time with Utah State. And Vanderbilt now out in front offensively ever since that opening possession when they went 3 and out. And that time, that series, they emptied the backfield 3 times.
And it's not just getting down to the red zone. Been there 26 times this year. They have 22 touchdowns.
That's the offensive efficiency that you talk about. You get a possession, you get at least 1 first down. They're running the football well, but when you get it in the score zone, the red zone, you got to come away not just with points, but with touchdowns. And right now, Vanderbilt has been exceptional at that. Very, very effective in the scoring area.
Happy to be here in Nashville today with 2:18 to go and the sun shining at First Bank Stadium. Utah State does have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. Barnes under pressure, hit as he throws, which impacted that ball into the Vanderbilt bench. It was Corday Sidnor, who's been living in the backfield, who pressured him.
Yeah, it takes a pretty big hit. And you see that throwing arm. Whenever you see these defenders, the pass rushers, they're trying to play that football. It's not just the quarterback. They want that ball out. They can be a little bit dangerous. You see these quarterbacks, they're trying to unload a ball downfield, and then it gets obstructed by the pass rusher.
Barnes hit down. Langston Patterson was the first one that got to him. Miles Capers put him on the ground. It's the 2-minute timeout in Nashville.
Coach, incredible win. What was the key to victory?
Well, the Sonic Smasher, no doubt about it.
Okay, but what makes the Sonic Smasher so great?
I think it'd be the hand-smashed Angus beef, the melty cheese, and, of course, the smasher sauce. We're talking the tote right here.
The tastiest of all time.
Give me the QB1 of burgers. The sooner, the better.
Thanks, Coach. I'm Laura Rutledge, reporting from Sonic, where football goes to burger.
Powerful performance. Seamless technology. And refined luxury. Some things are just too important to miss out on. The GLE and GLE Coupe from Mercedes-Benz.
From Starkville, Mississippi, on SEC's Saturday Afternoon Showdown. The Volunteers take on the undefeated Bulldogs.
Aguilar, deep ball, got him down there, touchdown! Give it to Booth this time, to the near side, touchdown, Mississippi State.
15th ranked Tennessee at Mississippi State on SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app.
You see, toe fungus is not just an embarrassing cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even small spots can spread and get worse. Drugstore remedies and prescriptions just don't get to the root cause of your fungus. That's why this simple 2-minute hack has gone viral. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. It works by deeply penetrating and disrupting the cellular structure of the fungus. Thousands are literally wiping their fungus clean and showing off their toes again. And now you can try it totally risk-free. Go to crystalflush.com.
Great work starts with a great workspace. That was the idea behind the original Veridesk, and it's the inspiration behind everything we do. From our latest standing desks and ergonomic seating to free shipping and fast assembly. We create a workspace that works for you, so you can feel your best and do your best. Get our best deals now at Veri.com.
Coming up, Farm Ridge halftime report. Monster weekend of the SEC will get you ready for Georgia, Bama, LSU, Ole Miss. And that win that A&M had against Notre Dame looks a whole lot better. How does it play against Auburn? We'll see. What do you see in this one?
I saw 3 and out, then 3 straight touchdown drives by the door. So
how sharp is Diego, man?
Back, looking good. 9 straight completions after that.
Looking better than Team USA in the Ryder Cup, Taylor.
Yikes.
Not ready to talk about that. 3rd and 23 for Barnes, who throws short, and Pagan turns but can't move much as Height makes the tackle, and Martell will now run back
Vanderbilt has called
to
their first
return
time
this
out of
punt.
the half. It's 30 seconds in length. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 55 seconds. 1:55.
Alyssa and I were watching this earlier, and Alyssa saw something that was pretty unique in warm-ups today, Stinch. Height will stand behind the opposing punter in warm-ups and watch the ball all the way to the ground so that he can get a feel for how it's moving in the sky and how he'll field it.
And when we say stand behind him, we mean like parent over the shoulder behind him. Like he's right there. I almost thought like, are you trying to intimidate the guy? But he wasn't.
That's what I thought at first too. Staring him down. It was like shadow boxing though.
Yeah. That was a great catch by you. It's weird.
This actually may count as a punt, and Height has a chance to return it at the 33. Runs straight into Utah State defenders up at the 40. Of course, there have been a couple of Utah State punts that were negated by Vanderbilt penalties, part of the story here in the first half. That was a 46-yard punt by Rico.
You can see why he was doing it. I mean, they'll do a rugby-style kick. That punt was a little bit more traditional. But he's just trying to get a feel, I think, for where that punt might have gone.
I said, can you really get a feel behind the punter? And he said, oh, yeah, I've been doing it since high school. I think he's also trying to get in the kitchen a little bit of
why not?
The opposition, which why not?
Perfectly legal, too. They're punting from their half of the field during warm-up, so he can do that. Wasn't like he was on the opposition side of the field doing it.
Plenty of time for Vanderbilt to get into Brock Taylor field goal territory. He has a cannon for a leg. They only need about 20 yards for that. And they have 2 timeouts. Pavia is all day and throws a good ball past midfield down to the 47-yard line. Sherrill with 2 touchdown catches, now a first down catch. They won't use one of those timeouts yet. Diego again all day. Runs up, throws, a strike to Sherrill, a flag at the end of the play. Diego thinks he was hit as he threw it. Let's see if this is going to tack on even more.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, previous spot was an automatic first down.
So look at this pocket. Not only rushing 3, both of those downs, just only rush 3. Pavia does a great job of buying time. You have to pull up. That one's a little bit different than the one we saw earlier.
The previous play was a completed pass. The 15-yard penalty is added with the automatic first down.
See, John Miller's had a heck of a start. You just got to pull up. You can't give a free first down and a half, especially when the clock is an extra defender right there.
This is just like a normal possession for Vandy in 2025. They've had 9 touchdown drives that have gone under 2 minutes. Now they have the whole playbook to use inside the 20. Pavia wants it all. Sherrill got it again. His 3rd touchdown catch of the first half. Taylor for the extra point. You have to go back to 2007, the last time a Vandy receiver had 3 or more touchdown catches in a game. That was Earl Bennett. Junior Sherrill has 3 of those in the first half.
Pretty special when you think about it. We were hitting it earlier about the ball placement. So Junior Sherrill's outside receiver. You got Stowers in the seam, and it's just a one-on-one on the outside. You're working with Dylan Tucker, about the same size. It's a fair fight. But look at where this ball is on the outside, where only your guy can go and get it. Junior Sherrill has been sure-handed this afternoon and a primary target for the Vanderbilt offense. Really impressive. Call it 2-minute drill. The penalty, the roughing the passer. You pick up an extra 15 after a deep completion. And you know, the dangerous part, Taylor, is you only rush 3 because you're thinking, let's drop play coverage and have eyes on the quarterback if he scrambles. Pavia does such a good job. He'll press up in the pocket. It looks like he's about to run, and he'll set his feet up again quickly to deliver an accurate pass downfield. He did it twice on that drive, one of them where he got roughed.
He's 15 of 17 for 170 yards passing in the first half. The Stinchcomb family will be watching on Wednesday. Women's volleyball, number 13 Texas A&M squaring off against South Carolina. And at Friday, it's number 3 Kentucky taking on Ole Miss. 2 great matches to begin at 7 Eastern right here on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app.
Some great volleyball in this conference, man. Some really, really good programs. Great athletes. Hey, Utah State, you know, in this possession, you know, you think you've been in deep in your own end zone. Pass protection has struggled. And we noted the injuries at tackle. Can you hold up in a 2-minute drill?
Barnes pressured and throws and gets it in there to Pagan. A good ball on the run in front of Dante Carter for 19.
A heck of a completion. We just said, can the protection hold up? Looked like they got away with a hold at right guard. No flag and a big completion to midfield.
Barnes out of there. First down, and he's down near the 40 at the 41 where Carter stops him. Just under a minute left. Utah State has those 2 timeouts.
There's those legs of Barnes. You get your back to the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go with the football, and able to pierce the pocket downfield.
Now he rolls out and drops it off underneath. Lane on the catch inbounds with the clock running, and Utah State will use one of those timeouts.
And the Vanderbilt coaching staff is really upset. They're saying it was a illegal cut block.
Utah State has called their second timeout. It's 30 seconds in length. Please reset the game clock to 43 seconds.
It was not. He's engaged, I think, right here. So if you go from outside in, if you came from outside the line of scrimmage, yeah, he's just slipping down. I'm not even sure he got on the lower body. Good job again by Barnes, buying time and getting the ball to Brock Lane. Well, Lane has proven pivotal for the Aggies offense. Think about that first scoring drive, or second scoring drive rather, after the extended possessions on those punt penalties. 2 big catches to set up the ultimate touchdown throw to his fellow tight end in Sturzer.
He only had 2 catches on the year, 1 for a touchdown, and he has 3 catches in this game alone. Certainly can see why Bryson Barnes is so well respected in the Mountain West Conference with the way he plays at quarterback. But it looks like he's going to need to score each time he touches the football today. And Barnes facing pressure, gets it out of there to Jacobs. Jacobs is wide open. Jacobs down inside the 10. 1st and goal as Carter makes the tackle. Clock is running. Utah State will not use that last timeout yet.
We got plenty of time, although a little bit of confusion getting set up.
Barnes to the end zone. Pagan, yes! What a catch. He had Marlon Jones on him. And Utah State strikes back.
What a drive. What an answer by Utah State. He backed up. The protection has struggled. Bryson Barnes able to buy time with his legs, scramble yards. And then Braden Pagan, 6'3", 210 pounds, just climbs the ladder and wins the matchup. What an answer by this Aggies offense.
Think about it, Utah State has completely hit the reset button this season with their program, with a new head coach, only 4 returning starters, no returning wide receivers. Look pretty good on offense.
Not a single reception returned on this offense, and what a fantastic catch. Great ball placement as well. These quarterbacks giving their receivers a chance. Bryson Barnes trusting that length of Braden Pagan, and he just goes up and snags it. Not the pylon cam. What a great look at it. Both feet inbounds, bonus foot. And the Aggies able to pull this thing. It's 1-possession game. Wow.
NFL catch right there. And what was an NFL stadium for 1 year when the Tennessee Oilers were here back in 1998. Yeah. Before they became the Tennessee Titans and moved over to Nissan Stadium. Barnes was 4 of 4 on that drive, Stinch, for 60 yards, and it only took a minute. Outstanding quarterback play in this first half. Keep it away from Trey Richardson here. Vandy will take it all the way back to the 38-yard line. That was Jalen Stone, and maybe Vandy still has time to score. Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. Junior Sherrill has 3 first-half touchdown catches.
Well, he's just proven to be so sure-handed and a favorite target of Diego Pavia. He's really done it 3 different ways. The outside receiver, he won it running right up the seam, was able to beat one on a slant all 3 times. There's a defender. They're contested catches, and he's right there on top of it, able to come down with them.
Clark Lee told me on the field before the game, if Vanderbilt gets to Utah State's 45 in an end-of-half situation, he'll let Brock Taylor go out there and attempt a 60-plus yarder. Pavia is going to run. Diego is in Taylor territory, and he's inside the 30.
It's just debilitating if you're a defense.
5 seconds.
The coverage holds up.
5 seconds remaining. First down.
You hear that? They're pumping up the clock to 5 seconds, as you just mentioned, Taylor. Well within range.
33-yard run to set up this field goal try. That'll be 46 yards. Brock has made 14 straight field goals. And it's 31-21 at the half. What a first half. Taylor, one more look into this beautiful new end zone at First Bank Stadium.
Man, right into the good hands of friends at Allstate. But you sit there and you think, wow. You think about this. Boy, he hammered that ball, by the way. Inside of 2 minutes, 17 points. Both offenses moving the football, and the quarterback scramble. Huge for both of them.
Outstanding quarterback play by both, and Alyssa's with Clark Lee.
Coach, how did you see your team respond to those penalties in the first half?
Well, we responded well. I obviously didn't like the 2-minute drive on defense, but we're playing the game that we want to play outside of the drive that extended past 2 3-and-outs, and obviously the 2-minute drive. Loved the way the offense operated there at the end to get 3, and we need to come out with a score.
Your defense has been sound in the second half of games all season long. What will you tell them at halftime?
This is going to be about our front and our front play. I felt on the 2-minute drive, we let the quarterback out. You know, if we can crush the pocket, if we can win one-on-ones, if we can turn this into a pass game for the opponent, we got to win up front, and that's what I expect to see.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Reminder coming up right now, you can watch the live performance of the Spirit of Gold. Markey leads Utah State by 10. How about all that offense that we saw in the first half?
Yeah, and especially kind of got all crammed in that final 2 minutes. A couple of touchdowns, a field goal, tons of activity. Both these quarterbacks playing at a really high level.
Especially Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores. Let's take a look at the All-State good hands play. Pavia found Junior Sherrill 3 times in the first half.
And the ball placement was just outstanding, fitting it into tight windows, and then a one-on-one ball on the outside, put it where only his guy could get it. But he wasn't alone. I mean, you look at Bryson Barnes, and he's been able to drop the ball in the bucket, able to allow Braden Pagan go up, climb the ladder. That was the touchdown going into half to allow Utah State to stay in this football game. They've done a great job of capitalizing on their opportunities. You can see just how active it was there towards the end. Both those quarterbacks' numbers, think about the way that they have contributed. Both their legs and their arms, extending plays, scramble game, and ball placement has been pivotal so far.
And Trey Richardson's been dynamic in special teams, but he won't have a chance at this one as it goes over his head. And we go down to Alyssa.
Yeah, I talked to Bronco Mendenhall, guys, coming out of the locker room. I asked him what the message was to his team. He simply said, keep up the intensity. He loves the way his team is playing right now. I said, offensively, any more, any less? He said, no, we need to just keep doing what we're doing, play with consistency, and maintain that energy. But he's really happy with how that first half looked.
Well, it's a tall order in the second half, though, Alyssa, because Vanderbilt has been exceptional in the last 30 minutes, outscoring opponents 96-15 in the second half. Remember what they did to Virginia Tech and South Carolina in consecutive weeks. Cedric Alexander, not much working there. Bottled up by Aggies. It'll be second down and long. John Miller on another tackle. Excluding kneel downs, Vandy has scored on 14 of 19 drives in the second half. Beat Virginia Tech 34-0 in the second half, and Blacksburg outscored South Carolina 17-0.
That speaks to their depth as much as anything else, Taylor. Not just their frontline players. Guys that are coming out, they still got legs and endurance in the second half.
Pavia will keep it. He just can't get this guy on the ground. First down run by Diego up to the 38.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pregame. Just looking at Diego Pavia, he's built low to the ground. You know, maybe that's a backdoor way of saying the guy's not very tall. But you could see on that one, you know, he's looking to get that ball out wide. He's kind of got like torso man. He's got this long torso, short legs, low center of gravity. And the first tackler doesn't often get him on the ground. The guy just stays on his feet.
I'm blown away by all they've improved here at Vanderbilt. I'm not sure about their tape measures, though. Diego at 6 feet?
No.
Maybe
the metric system or something.
Pavia pulls it, keeps it. Will throw on the run with it. Incomplete. Almost got it to Richardson. Good coverage by Noah Avenger.
Yeah, good coverage really in general. Downfield by Utah State on that snap. We've seen this repeatedly in this game. Both quarterbacks finding ways to buy time until their receivers can uncover. And that time, Utah State's secondary did a great job sticking and staying. Inevitably, even if you start in zone, in the scramble game, it turns into man coverage. Really stresses those secondaries. Great job by the Aggie defense.
And a throw to Richardson, and Trey is pushed out at the 45 by Dylan Tucker. This will only be Vanderbilt's third down of the game. They've been so efficient on first and second.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats. I was like, that can't be right. I mean, they ran 30 plays in the first half for 279 yards. Really good average per play. But they just have not had to face a lot of these thirds. The opening possession went to third down. They did not get the conversion.
Alexander behind Pavia with Richardson running around. And it is Alexander who gets the first down.
There's so many options. And I mean, quite literally. So you've got Richardson back there. He's dancing around. You know, is he going to be is he potentially even the option? Could have been a pitch. Ends up being a handoff downhill to Alexander. Makes you respect both the edge and have to defend that downhill run.
Doors cross midfield with this 10-point cushion. Pavia looking towards Stowers. And Eli is tackled after a minimal gain. Bobby Arnold ran with him throughout. Eli, a first-team preseason All-American, averaging over 17 yards per catch. He's over 1,200 receiving yards in college at Texas A&M, New Mexico State, and Vanderbilt. Originally was a quarterback and has turned into an exceptional collegiate tight end. On 2nd and 7. It is straight ahead to Alexander and set down to the 43-yard line. Another third down for Vandy.
Taylor, I was talking to Eli Stowers yesterday after practice, and I asked him, why did you stay? He could have been drafted last year, been making a lot of money in the NFL. And he said simply, I believe in this process. I believe in this program. I looked at Diego coming back. I looked at all the talent we had coming back. I looked at who Clark Lee and Jerry Kill were pulling out of the portal. We had a good year last year, but he says he truly believes the ceiling is much higher than 7 wins for this team this year.
You can feel it too, Alyssa, just watching this team offensively, how good their offensive line is. Wise choice. Pavia on 3rd and 4. Pressure gets out again. First down again. They had him back there too. William Holmes had both arms around him. William is slow to get up at midfield.
Well, we just got done talking about it, Taylor. I mean, it's look, and Holmes would have been wiser to go down right there. Force Utah State to take a timeout.
Utah State has called their first charge timeout of the half.
You know, if you're injured, just stay down. And you can't wait till after the ball's spotted. As we've noted, you know, that's a new rule.
Vandy's on the march in the first drive of the second half.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Bevo's gate while taking a selfie.
Bevo, no! Come back!
Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking Bevo's gate, though, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Hook 'em.
Today, let's paint with Bear.
Wait, we don't have Bear.
Well, what do you have?
It just says ain't.
I thought you said you researched this.
Aren't all paints the same?
No, they're not. Get the most trusted paint brand in America at an everyday low price, only at the Home Depot.
Touchdown! Will they settle for overtime or try to beat their rival now with a two-point attempt?
Go for it.
They gotta go for dos.
Go for dos. Go for dos.
Go for dos. Last season, he was questioned for settling. Coach, why didn't you go for two? We're going for two. Grab the Dos Equis. They're going for Dos. They got it. The risk pays off. Dos Equis. Always go for Dos.
All right. Same thing?
Yup. This is our year.
You know, if getting AT&T's best deal on the new iPhone 17 Pro without needing the most expensive plan taught me anything, it's that switching things up can be a good call. So how about we try something that's timeless?
Oh, yeah. Good call. Ooh. Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
And here we are, the stadium.
Well, this is pretty cool. Whoa, look, Sanderson Farms, the official chicken of the SEC? What's that stand for? Sports Fans Eat Chicken?
Great question. No, it stands for Southeastern Conference.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, well, you're the tour guide.
Yep.
I guess that makes you the expert.
Took a 4-hour seminar.
Bless your heart.
And we're walking. We're walking.
Sanderson Farms, official chicken of the SEC.
From Starkville, Mississippi, on SEC's Saturday Afternoon Showdown. The Volunteers take on the undefeated Bulldogs.
Aguilar, deep ball, got him down there, touchdown! Give it to Booth this time, to the near side, touchdown, Mississippi State.
15th ranked Tennessee at Mississippi State on SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app.
So those are Diego Pavia's passing numbers. But the problem for Utah State is the last 5 times he's run the football, 71 yards, all a first down or a touchdown. And it's 1st and 10 for Vanderbilt at Utah State's 37-yard line.
Maybe most notably on that 3rd down and 4 conversion. The scramble yards really hurting the Aggie defense.
Diego with these long these long counts. Well, and the play clock's down to 5. And it's a good ball to Stowers, but he dropped it. That's not like Eli.
Well, they had what they wanted. You know, you see that. You mentioned the long cadence, Taylor. They do a great job of undressing the coverage. Pretty good pickup there. Running back steps up. Clean pocket to throw from.
Going quicker here. And Diego again. This time Eli has no trouble with it. Go right back to him. He puts you down inside the 10. 1st and goal, Vanderbilt.
You think these two guys have chemistry? Familiarity with one another, played together a lot. And you see going quickly now, the Commodore offense.
28 yards to Stowers, then to Eli again, and Eli breaks a tackle. Touchdown. Pavia bailed out Stowers by going right back to him, and then Stowers bailed out Pavia, making a catch that was behind him, breaking a tackle and scoring. Pavia runs into Tim Corbin over there on the sideline. Pavia's tackling baseball coaches too.
Did he have his helmet on? Did Corbs have his helmet on? He usually does.
Commodores up 17.
That makes your score Vanderbilt 38, Utah State 21.
Pavia's tied a career high with 4 touchdown passes.
Well, it's not just chemistry, it's trust. So before, Stowers had the drop, we'll go right back to him. Ball's going to want to find number 9 regardless. A heck of a catch. That one was behind him. That was Brock Bowers-ish. Great hands. Just muscled his way in there.
Oh, he's trying to celebrate with Corbs. Okay. Tim goes to the ground. There's one of the best college baseball coaches ever.
I'm told Diego has frequented Vandy baseball practices as well, guys. Because of course he has.
Understandably so. The Vandy boys, will be good again, as they always are. Utah State comes out at the 25. That's the first time they've allowed a second half score to start the last 30 minutes. But offensively, the Aggies have moved the ball quite well. Bronco Mendenhall, 99 wins coming in 11 years at BYU. 5-7 last year at New Mexico, and he is certain that Utah State will be a winner under his watch in the years to come.
Well, that formula, his model has worked everywhere that he's been. There's no reason to think it will stop working now.
Barnes hands it to Davis, and Miles hasn't done much today. 4 carries, 8 yards. Corday Sidnor all over him.
Yeah, you think back to that first touchdown on the wheel route, but otherwise, ground game has had a really hard time getting going. Now net after that negative yardage, only 27 rush yards so far for the Aggie run game.
2nd and 12. Barnes is pressured, gets out of there, and gets something out of nothing there. Back to the 28-yard line where Patterson was in front of him.
You just saw the most effective rusher for Utah State today. It's been Bryson Barnes. He's been opportunistic, as you mentioned. Pretty heroic effort just to get it to 3rd and manageable. This has been a very difficult down from a protection standpoint for Utah State all game.
Has time, throws, Pagan can't catch it.
Pass goes incomplete. Number 6, Jordan Matthews in coverage. It's 4th down.
Jordan Matthews timed it up just right. Protection held up enough. Gave Barnes enough time. He barely gets it off, but did. Sidnor closing in, and a good job playing through the receiver's hands by Jordan Matthews. That's not an easy receiver to mark. Braden Pagan, as we mentioned, a big touchdown catch going into half.
Most people think it's kind of unusual going from Tennessee to Vanderbilt. He has said it's kind of cool hearing all the people talk about Knoxville and Nashville. We have somebody who knows a lot about that. Oh, a fake here. And Rico throws it. It's on the ground. Let's see.
I'm not sure he wasn't out of bounds.
Josh Sturzer on the catch.
I think
it's close.
Really on the field is a completed pass, fumbled by the runner on 4th down. By rule, the ball is placed at the spot of the fumble, which is short of the line to gain. First down, Vanderbilt.
There you go. Mendenhall says, why not? Down 17. But Rico and Sturzer unable to convert it. Just short of the line to gain, and it fumbled. Recovered there by Avenger, but he was short of the first down.
Wow, all game, the Utah State punt team has given us something to watch for just about every time.
Had Sturzer maintained possession, he would have had the first down. The fumble cost them.
It's amazing that ball stayed in bounds long enough to make that play. And incidentally, it was Hinton earlier that negated the big play on the holding penalty, making amends.
Now Pavia has a short field. He'll keep it and give himself up just in front of the 30.
I'll tell you what, Taylor, you can't say enough about the perimeter blocking. It's contributed to this offense today. Outside of that 3 and out in the opening possession, just explosive. And you can see the 30-plus points all 5 games this season. They haven't done that since 1933 after joining this conference, storied conference that it is. It's just been a different looking offense, much more explosive.
Managing the clock all the way down to 5 on the play clock, and Pavia now running around, buying time, and caught. Or they're saying incomplete. Stowers had it.
You see Stowers battling through, and let's see.
Yeah, looks like his right foot was out of bounds there.
But over and over again, we've seen Pavia throwing on the run, buying time, and as they're saying, did not have firm control before he would have touched out of bounds.
Vandy's 3 for 4 on 3rd down, mostly with Pavia running around. This time he hands it on a sweep, and it's another 1st down, and out of bounds goes Alexander.
I mean, it's just, you got 2 options, right? Pavia keeps it on the counter, and you run behind those 2 pullers. You see the pullers there, or you hand it off to Cedric Alexander, and he's just running behind his running back. So his receivers rather, Trey Richardson and Richie Hoskins. Hoskins, he gets a pancake block. Blocked his guy all the way to the ground. All game we've been talking about. He came out talking about the offensive line. They've done a fine job. But it's been the perimeter blocking that has really stood out in this game.
Pavia over the top, complete. 1st and goal, Vanderbilt down at the 8. Hoskins with his 2nd grab of the game.
And they love that. They love this look. So you get down in the red zone. You get these linebackers, the safeties, they get a little bit nosy. They want to get in the run support. It opens up these windows. Diego Pavia, we've mentioned it, really on the one deep ball to Richardson. Otherwise, that ball's been on target. He's drilling it in there, incidentally, fitting it into some tight windows in traffic.
Young in the backfield. Alexander now joins him. And said. Spins and gets a yard maybe. Down to the 9 where Holmes makes the tackle.
And that time, good job by Utah State. This is what you have to do. You got to find a way to start creating some negative yardage plays. Try to slow down Vanderbilt. We've already touched on just how effective they've been all season long in the red zone. Nick Howell over there just trying to find a way for his defensive unit to get a stop, force a stop. A field goal attempt is a big win for the defense down here.
Phenomenal in the red zone all year. Pavia throws to the back corner over Hoskins' head. Stowers' head, excuse me. The 3rd down. Having good defense there on Stowers.
A little bit of pressure, too, on Pavia up that right side. A blitz and coming out of the break. Stowers stumbled just a little bit. Was more than enough to make that ball out of reach.
Does Diego Pavia hold on to the football here to get everybody to bite on a 3rd and goal?
You see just the one linebacker in the box if he decides to keep it.
Pavia pressured, and he goes down, can't get out of there. John Miller on the sack as they kept Pavia in the pocket.
Well, we talked about the offensive line, did a great job in the ground game and in protection. Only 2 sacks coming into this game. And really A slide protection to that side. You can't get beat on the edge when the protection's sliding to you. John Miller, excellent pass rush to get around that edge and get Pavi on the ground.
Brock Taylor from 31 yards away. 16 straight for the junior from Knoxville. Vanderbilt up 20 in the third quarter.
I never thought this would happen.
Never thought this would happen.
I never thought this would happen.
We got you.
We got you.
We got you.
When the unexpected comes calling, call the one team prepared for what no one can predict.
We got you.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Powerful performance. Seamless technology. And refined luxury. Some things are just too important to miss out on. The GLE and GLE Coupe from Mercedes-Benz.
Your ED could be in your head, but for too long, generic ED meds have just been focused on half the problem, giving no thought to the spark in your brain that sets things in motion. That's why we made Rougiette Ready, an ED med made to work on both brain and body. It's formulated to optimize your body's natural response and dissolves under your tongue, so you're ready fast, so you can finally get out of your head and get ready.
Coach, incredible win. What was the key to victory?
Well, the Sonic Smasher, no doubt about it.
Okay, but what makes the Sonic Smasher so great?
I think it'd be the hand-smashed Angus beef, the melty cheese, and of course the Smasher sauce. We're talking the tote right here.
The tastiest of all time.
Give me the QB1 of burgers. The sooner, the better.
Thanks, Coach. I'm Laura Rutledge, reporting from Sonic, where football goes to burger.
Well, we were talking about some players going from Knoxville to Nashville. That man right there that's talking to Alyssa, Cam Walker, he's gone from Knoxville to Logan, Utah. Danny White, the athletics director, is excited that Cam is now the athletics director at Utah State, saying it's Utah State's gain. He's a talented leader who will undoubtedly bring the Aggies to a whole new level. Has been an enormous part of our success in rebuilding the Vols in so many ways. Experience, skill set, and passion for college athletics will serve Utah State and the Logan community exceptionally well. And Alyssa, you're with Cam now.
Yeah, I'm down here with Cam Walker, who has been back and forth from Tennessee to Utah this week. Cam, obviously, it's kind of home with your new home here, the SEC blending into Utah State. But what has the last week been like? How excited are you for your new role?
Extremely excited. Great opportunity and really a lot of potential there. But it's certainly been a whirlwind back and forth, and it is nice that I might sleep in my own bed tonight.
We were just talking, and Taylor upstairs was just talking about your time with Danny White at Tennessee. What's some of the advice that he's given you over the years? What have you learned from him that you'll take with you?
I mean, the great thing about Danny is he treats you as an AD from the time you start working. So you just get tutored in the best way possible. But, you know, he was already on his time there, already assessing our facilities and giving me tips on what could be premium and not. So he doesn't turn off ever.
Of course he was. And finally, you have a lot in front of you just with the new role and with joining the Pac-12 next July. What are the most important things on your plate right now?
I think the biggest thing is we got to get a plan together. It's obviously going to be a sprint to be ready for July 1, but we don't want to just show up and be there, right? We want to really compete in that league, and so we've really got to hit the ground running, but putting together kind of a strategic plan for that before January 1, that's the goal.
I'm glad you'll sleep tonight. Best of luck, and I know there's a lot of folks in the state of Tennessee cheering for you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cam.
Congratulations to Cam, and no question Utah State's in good shape with his leadership. Barnes in trouble, pressured by Keanu Coote on the last play, and on this play, Linus Zunk. Do not believe that's a live
Ruling
ball.
on the field was an incomplete forward pass. Number 87 was in the area. Third down.
But two times in a row, Barnes had Commodores in his face.
Yeah, the pressure coming off of the edge, Zonk, and Barnes just really lucky to get that ball delivered. Had to sidearm it just to unload it so you didn't end up taking that negative yardage sack.
And now 3rd and 10 for Barnes. This Vandy defense is stiffened up in the second half. Handoff. And Noah White will go forward, but short of the first, up to the 31, and Utah State will have to punt. And remember, Cam Walker is going to be the athletics director in the Pac-12 starting next year. Basically, the Mountain West is moving to the Pac-12.
That's right.
Almost all their programs are going to the Pac-12, joining Washington State and Oregon State next year.
He timed it great. You know, this is basically a home game for him. And then next you get to go to Hawaii. It's not a bad gig.
Rico. Utah State bounce. And down almost at the 10. LSU and Ole Miss, 3 great mid-afternoon games. Pavia is on fire here in the early going. Tristan Brown with his first catch of the day.
Tristan Brown.
Avenger on the tackle. It's 12 more. Diego's 21 of 27, 4 touchdown passes, and he's run 9 times for 79 yards and a touchdown.
You know, I love too. So after that completion, he runs over there. Tristan Brown, first catch of the day, congratulates his receiver. And we see this guy. He runs it, he throws it, he blocks. He's out there pumping up his teammates.
Just can't get over how prolific this offense is in 2025. Pavia against his body. Another good ball. Trey Richardson has a first. Out to the 35 for 12 more.
They're going to go fast. You see him signal, get over the ball quickly, and against his body, that's standard. I mean, they don't hesitate. He throws so well rolling to his left against his throwing arm.
Diego. Other side, and it's Young out of the backfield for a few. Up to the 38. We've referenced Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator, Jerry Kill, the chief consultant, Clark Lee, the head coach. At some point, you just have to give credit to this guy right here. Lee on the sideline, but Pavia, the man I'm talking about with the ball. And another good one to Stowers for a first down, up to the 47.
They're just moving so quickly, in fact, that you see how Vanderbilt offensively, you know, they flip their offensive line depending on formation and play call. The left side goes to the right side goes to the left side.
And now downfield to Hoskins, yes! And he stays upright, touchdown! Couldn't bring him to the ground. And the Middlebury transfer from a few years ago gets a 53-yard touchdown. This is not your father's or grandfather's Vanderbilt Commodores, my friends.
No, this bunch is aggressive. You could tell they were going to stand on the gas. They were going to be in their tempo offense this possession. Clean pocket, nice pickup. Look at this. Look at that room. We talked about it before. Pavia just load up, dump that ball in. Hoskins, you know, more than anything, he was just going for ball security. Look at him, looks the ball in, got both hands on it. You got to get him on the ground. Instead, he just rotates, spins right out of that. Looks like Ryan Williams versus Georgia last year. Nobody gets him on the ground. Finds his way into the end zone. The Vanderbilt offense, when they took the field on that possession, they were like, we're aggressive. They got over the ball quickly, and boy, they scored quickly.
And we've been talking about this the last few days, how they have found guys from all over the country, these upperclassmen, from Division II and FCS and Group of 5 schools and turned them into great Power 5 players. Jacobs brings it out to the 25. Really is. It's a great recipe in this NIL transfer portal era of college football that we're in. And that man right there, Jerry Kill, is a huge reason for it.
Yeah, he's pretty remarkable. You think head coach at a lot of places, notably in Minnesota, went to New Mexico State. He was helping TCU. Gary Patterson, we were talking to him before the game. He's down on the field today. Former head coach at TCU. Jerry Kill was there with him. Tim Beck was there with him at TCU. The guy just loves football, knows football, and the players love him. And boy, they play hard for him.
Out of the backfield, it's White. Noah gets ahead near the 29-yard line. Remember, with under 30 seconds to go in the first half, this was a one-possession football game. It was a fair fight throughout the first half, and Vanderbilt kicked a field goal right before the half to make it a 10-point game. And then Vandy has outscored Utah State 17-0 in this frame. Vanderbilt's second half scoring has just been exceptional. It's 113-15 in the second half this season.
That opening drive of the second half, that 11-play, 75-yard drive was a tone setter.
On 2nd and 6, White driven backwards. Davis, excuse me. It's Sidnor in the middle there.
And Miles Capers. Capers in there to clean it up for Sidnor. And interestingly, as you mentioned it, the veteran player, Sidnor, been in the program a couple of years. He's a graduate. Miles Capers, graduate.
We'll have to wait on that third down.
As this third quarter timeout.
Vanderbilt's start is continued in Game 5 in Nashville. Oh, look at this, just lounging in brand new First Bank Stadium.
Reporter?
Yeah, Stinch has always made fun of her because he thinks she's in actually the stands, and she is.
I need an adult beverage. That's what I need.
Wait about 40 minutes.
These are so nice, seriously. This new stadium, guys, we were here 2 years ago when the scoreboard was suspended by a crane and there was a chain link fence over there. This is awesome.
Yeah, just above your head, I think, from where you're seated.
Some chalets in the corner you need to go check out next. First down here, and Barnes escapes again, and the ball's out. And is Vanderbilt on the bottom of that pile? That was a 3rd and 10, by the way, and Vanderbilt has the ball.
William Field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Vanderbilt.
Potentially another great scramble by Barnes. Would have been enough. At first, I thought maybe he might have been down. Great job. Nah, that ball's hatcheted out. Great job. Coming
Bryce
there,
Cowan.
just tomahawk it.
Yeah, Bryce Cowan, the senior from Tallahassee, in there to force the turnover. Vandy's forced 9 of them this season, now +6 in the margin. And they have forced a turnover in 7 straight games.
As part of that turnover margin, they do a great job of protecting the ball.
Pavia loading up again. Why not? Richardson's down there. Oh, it's intercepted. Avenger stepped in front.
Yeah, no sooner do I say, wow, they've done a great job protecting the football, and Pavia hangs one up. Avenger able to keep him out of the end zone with the pick.
Diego gets a bit greedy, and Utah State gets the ball back. Time for to salute the helmet stickers in today's game. The AS is for Andre Selden, who tragically passed away in July after diving off cliffs. Andre played for Jerry Kill at New Mexico State. Selden had just joined Utah State this summer. New quarterback for Utah State, Jacob Conover. Throws it to Jacobs out of the backfield. And, of course, Turner Cockrell. He's a big member of the Vandy family. Passed away with a long battle in cancer in 2018. Vanderbilt representing him today as a superhero who inspired those who knew him. And Turner's family is here today as well. It's great to honor, too, people that had an impact on so many. Conover in the game. That was his first completion of the year. And it's Jacobs who won't get the first down. Conover in because Barnes was injured on that last drive as we go down to Alyssa.
Yeah, Andre Selden represented also on the helmets of the Vanderbilt Commodores, and yesterday his former teammate Diego Pavia got up in front of the Vanderbilt team at practice and shared some memories about Andre with the team, talking about his work ethic, how he was someone who Diego looked up to as a player. Clark Lee talked about taking the emotional phone call from Jerry Kill the day that they found out. It was definitely an emotional moment that spans both teams here.
On third down, here's a toss, and it's a first down toss to Jacobs. It gets up to the 32-yard line.
You can see tough sledding. You know, we talk about Utah State, what they've been down. Obviously, having to sub in there at both tackle spots and now quarterback. It's been a challenging second half. Part because of the scoring pressure of Vanderbilt.
Conover downfield, forces it down there, throws a great ball to Brock Lane.
Brock Lane's had success all game long. Vandy's had a difficult time finding a way to mark the tight end of Utah State repeatedly. Think about the 2-minute drill, the scoring drive, and now a big first down catch to spark this drive behind Conover.
20-yard completion, first 2 completions of the year. And Conover again, this time incomplete over Lane's head. Jacob, a graduate player from Chandler, Arizona, who came over from Arizona State. Got to be careful, too, with Barnes, Matt, for the majority of the Mountain West schedule. I mean, this is a team absolutely that could contend at the top of the Mountain West Conference.
No question. Yeah, you have to think that's probably part of the thinking here, given the current circumstance. And hey, the offense is doing relatively well.
Conover to Lane, good grab, but loses yardage on the play. What a game Miles Capers has had today. SEC Defensive Player of the Week versus Alabama last year when Alyssa was down there on the field watching him get a sack and a forced fumble. And Capers and the Doors are going to T-Town next Saturday. Utah State 3 of 11 on third down today. Toss, and Davis spins and gets almost nothing.
Just so challenging. You know, you think about it, it's
ruling on the field as the runner's forward progress is stopped. 4th down.
Nick Rinaldi and friends all in there. You know, Vanderbilt defense allows 70 yards rushing per game, 61 today for Utah State.
It's been really solid. I mean, all season long, teams they've really struggled to run on this Steve Gregory-led defense. Gregory taking over the defensive coordinating job from Clark Lee, the head coach who handled it a season ago.
Rico, and a fair catch by Height on a 37-yard punt. 10:51 to go. Vandy dominating the second half.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if doing the Georgia bark at my boss would be appropriate. Go Dogs!
Yeah. So we need
And it's not. Checking Allstate first was smart. Barking at my boss, dumb. At least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds.
Hey, Bark Boy.
These guys are crazy.
What powers her? Her team, her family, her fans, her food. At Sprouts, we're on a mission to power women on and off the field. We nourish strength. We feed ambition. We fuel women's health on all journeys, whether she's bringing home a win or winning at dinner. Sprouts is powering greatness.
All right. Same thing?
Yup. This is our year.
You know, if getting AT&T's best deal on the new iPhone 17 Pro without needing the most expensive plan taught me anything, it's that switching things up can be a good call. So how about we try something that's timeless?
Oh, yeah. Good call. Ooh. Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
Blue Chew is my new go-to. This stuff right here. This stuff right here has changed my life. This is something that you definitely want to add into your inventory. But just be ready. One thing you're not going to do is regret getting it.
Awaits. SEC football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
James Franklin had those two 9-4 teams in 2012 and 2013. Won the Music City Bowl in 12, won the Birmingham Bowl in 13, beat Georgia that year. Talked about the 8-4 team in 1982. Just feels different in 2025. His team's going to be 5-0 to start the year. First time that's happened since 2008. But this team has more depth than that one did, and it's better at the line of scrimmage as they get ready for Alabama, LSU, and the rest of the schedule. And they have Diego Pavia, a good toss there in the backfield to James L. Lassiter.
Number 81, Caleb Barnett on the carry.
I'll make that Caleb Barnett, excuse me. Barnett came around on an end around there, the freshman from Tulsa. That's his first rush of the year.
Yeah, I was looking at that too, like Barnett in there. That little, that motion, it's like an orbit return motion. I'm sure they got some kind of cool name for it. But it really turns into the option on the backside of what is counter.
Barnett had a touchdown in that Charleston Southern game to start the year. Picks up 3 yards there. Pavia throws on the run, incomplete. It's on Martel Height's hands. The triple threat Martel Height, who plays defense, offense, and special teams.
He's going to stay in the formation. So he's going to sub in there. Junior Sherrill subs out. And then, as you mentioned, we saw him in pregame working on the punt return. We've seen him on defense, out there on offense. High volume, high capacity football player.
Pavia, an interception on the last possession. You know he would like to stay out on the field on the 3rd and 7 here. Diego throws underneath. Hoskins, that won't be enough.
Well, that time Nick Howell says, look, I'm going to bring the house. I'm going to make you pick it up. Vanderbilt actually did a pretty good job in protection on the pickup, just not enough finding Hoskins there.
Nick Howell, of course, the old Vanderbilt defensive coordinator, who now is Bronco Mendenhall's defensive coordinator. And Nick Haberer comes back on the field. There's Howell. We were here a few years ago when
the previous plays under video review for potential targeting. Timeout.
Howell and Vandy knocked off Anthony Richardson in Florida, and he went last year to New Mexico. Let's see if this is targeting here.
And so Avenger, I think, comes in. Well, I mean, part of it's crown of the helmet, part of it's, launch. He's not a defenseless player right here. He'd already made the catch, but is it a crown of the helmet? Avenger does kind of lower his head there. you know, it does end up, you know, does he make contact with the crown of his helmet? Yes, although it did not look as if he lowered his head. Where it ends up hitting in the crown of the helmet was underneath Hoskins' face mask. Obviously would impact his availability for the first half versus Hawaii after an open date for Utah State.
Yeah, good point about that game. They need him out there on the field. Senior from California. Came over from New Mexico with this staff.
After video review, there is no foul for targeting. The ruling on the field is upheld. Fourth down.
Yeah, no, I mean, good to look at. Makes sense. Stop. I think that's an excellent ruling there.
So Utah State with a stop. And position to get the ball back here as Jacobs is standing in his own 33-yard line waiting on this Haberer punt. A cannon by Noah. And fair catch there by Nick Haberer with a 57-yard punt here in Nashville.
Early on the field, number 44 was blocked into the kick, and there's the foul.
SEC Network, your home for SEC football.
For five-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
When I wake up in the morning light, I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This conference right now is really strong. Such a fun point.
Getting kills from all over.
Some of the best volleyball in the country in the SEC.
SEC Network, your home for SEC volleyball.
Some people are worried that they won't be able to get food because of disasters, food shortages, rising prices, you name it. Well, let me show you something. This tote right here has enough food for breakfast, lunch, dinner, even snacks for 3 full months. And right now, when you order one of these 3-month survival food kits, you're gonna get 2 months absolutely free, guys. So you see that square on your screen? That's called a QR code. Now, here's how to use it. Just pick up your smartphone and open up your camera, right? Point it at that QR code. Now you're gonna see right in the picture there that this link pops up, that one right there. Tap that link and it's gonna take you to this deal right now. These kits can last up to 25 years, the food tastes great, and guess what? It's your food security plan. And today, you get way more while paying much less. But only if you scan the code before the deal ends, all right? So go ahead, scan the code to buy 1 3-month food kit. And guys, you're gonna get 2 months absolutely free, but only if you scan this code before it ends. So go ahead, scan the code to buy 1 3-month survival food kit and get 2 months absolutely free.
In the last 80 years, Vanderbilt has started 5-0 twice. In 2008 and after today. Bobby Johnson 5-0 start that year, ended up 7-6, winning here in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. This team will be 5-0 when they go to Tuscaloosa next Saturday, barring a miracle Utah State comeback. Jacobs off to a good start, and hold on just a second here. Jacobs runs inside the 20-yard line. Javen Jacobs, the junior from Arizona, with his long run of the year. Van Hinton prevented a touchdown.
Well, we talked about Conover getting in there, and what does he do? Rattle off a couple of completions, and then Jacobs. Most explosive play of the game on the ground. It's been quiet all game long for the Aggies rushing attack until that one.
58 yards for Jacobs on that play. They just about doubled their rushing total with that run. And Conover will load up, throw to the back pylon, touchdown. Perfect 14-yard throw to Brady Boyd. How about that drive?
I mean, it's reminiscent of the end of half drive where we're wondering, okay, can protection hold up? What's Utah State going to be able to do here in the 2-minute drill? Well, they just marched it right down the field and got a touchdown. And here with the backup tackles, backup quarterback, you rip off a big run, and then you hit a touchdown pass. Climb back in this thing.
Rinker extra point good. First score for Utah State in the second half. Let's hold off on talking about the schedule coming up for Vanderbilt.
I mean, Utah State, we knew this. These teams, they don't go away. Bronco Mendenhall's not going to have a team that lies down. Look at that ball placement. We've talked about it all game long. Add a third quarterback in Conover, stepping right in. We saw it earlier. Brady Boyd this time with the catch. Braden Pagan earlier. That pass would have come from Bryson Barnes. You see those guys visiting on the sideline. Top 2 targeted receivers for the Aggies offense. And they got no interest in going anywhere. These guys, you come out there, you get a nice drive together. They're still in this game.
It's a 20-point game here with just over 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 3-1 Utah State playing undefeated Vanderbilt for the first time ever.
Hands team out on the field.
Instead, they elect to kick it deep. And Sherrill calls for the fair catch, which will give Vanderbilt the ball at the 25. Let's take a look at the Saturday MVP brought to you by Sports Clips. Diego Pavia, career high, 5 touchdown passes, and he's run into the end zone too.
And the decision making as much as anything else. And we talk about just how deadly he is, both as a runner and a passer. Aggressive mindset. Really the only blemish in this game, the interception. When they were coming out exceptionally aggressive. That was after a takeaway on the fumble. The last we saw of Bryson Barnes, they come out, they try to throw one more haymaker.
And he's coming out of the game here with just over 8 minutes remaining as Blaze Berlowitz is the new quarterback. And Berlowitz will go to the ground, straight ahead. It's Lassiter. James Zell down the sideline is pushed out of bounds. He's had 3 huge runs this year. A change of pace back from Rhode Island.
And Taylor, when I asked everyone at practice I talked to yesterday who the unsung hero of this team is, they all said James L. Lassiter for the energy he brings every time he touches the football.
48 yards. He had a 44-yard run against South Carolina, 35 against Charleston Southern. That one even longer.
He doesn't take handoffs unless it's for 40 yards. That's the policy, I guess.
Berlowitz again to Lassiter.
No, I blew it.
And it gets a couple of yards there on first down.
I mean, it just speaks to that run. It's superb blocking up front. You really just have the one linebacker in the box, so it's a really flat defense. Once you pierce that line of scrimmage, it becomes a foot race. We've seen this time and time again. And the Vanderbilt offensive front doing work.
Berlowitz, one of the many New Mexico State transfers, on 2nd and 6. Hands it again, and it's Young. McKylan inside the 20 down to the 19. It'll be 3rd down.
In games like this, you got your backup quarterback in there, but a lot of your bigs still out there. You know, a little bit of depth players. You know, or Orion Irving in there now. One of the tackle spots. But otherwise, you're thinking, all right, there's a chance you can turn this into an inside run drill. Just keep the ball on the ground.
Blaze turns hands, an easy first down run by Newberry. It's a different back on every play, and AJ moves the chains.
Yeah, this is Oprah Winfrey Show run game. It's you get a carry and you get a carry. They've got a lot of folks that they got to get the ball to. So Newberry's out. Everyone's getting a house. That's right. Caleb Barnett checks in. Let's see if he shows up in the backfield. We saw that earlier. That satellite motion. See if he motions into the backfield, or is it he might actually line up at wide receiver this time.
Berlowitz throwing for the first time to the end zone, wide of the mark. He's trying to get it to Barnett.
Let's see, one of the hallmarks of this offense, they're going to move the pocket. They're going to get them on the move. Part of it complements their zone blocking, that zone run.
Blaze only played in one game for New Mexico State 2 years ago. It's been the change of pace quarterback. Great name for a football player.
And German Shepherd.
Or for a German Shepherd if you're a SEC football producer.
Yeah.
It's Young to the corner. Touchdown. Vandy's done most of their damage through the air today. They went to the ground on this drive.
Well, the tone was set. James L. Lassiter ripping off that run, and then Young's able to finish it off. Great job bouncing this run. All clogged up. You get those defenders, they kind of get sucked up inside. You're able to bounce it out there. There's just nobody there. Another good block on the perimeter as well.
Young.
The ruling of the touchdown on previous play is under video review.
You're going to make sure that he got the corner. It certainly looked like it in real speed. McKylan had only 201 career rushing yards before this year. He surpassed that this season in 5 games.
Let's see Young working to the pylon.
Confirmed. Let's play on.
Yeah, that right foot looked like it was inbounds. He was possessing the football.
You have Young, Newberry, Alexander, Lassiter, all in the backfield they can use.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
Yeah, so that drive, they were committed to the ground game. It was just, who's going to get it in the end zone? Rotating around, letting everybody get a carry.
Justin Dewars, the freshman from Plano, Texas, makes the extra point.
So you see that run right to the pylon. Look at this shot. Wow, what a good look at it. The blocking out there on the perimeter as well. Good job by Joseph McVeigh. If he doesn't tie up the defender on the edge, probably doesn't get to the pylon.
Just wild that Vanderbilt has done this in back-to-back games. 70 last week, 55 this week. First time since 1915.
Wow.
Back when the Red Sox were dominating baseball, sort of like they've done in the early part of the 21st century.
Oh. Clinched the playoffs again. What was it, yesterday?
Yes, last night.
It's nice. Green unis.
Never would have happened if our Yankee producer would have just not spoken about baseball. Utah State back at the 25-yard line with 5:21 to go in the game. And Stinch, if you're objectively talking about the SEC, which you always do, primarily with Alyssa on Tuesday nights in the Charlotte studios, hey, this team looks built for what's coming next.
Yes, they absolutely do. You know, and we've hammered it, and Coach Lee knows. The difference is the presence that they have, the players that they have, the depth along the lines of scrimmage. You know, the ability to roll deep. You know, if nothing else, it's not just in games. Their second halves have been dominant, partly because of the depth, but it's also the second halves of the season.
Conover sacked.
You got guys that are still fresh legging it a little bit. As Linus Zonk out there getting them some sauerkraut. It's
German reference, by the way.
Yep, from Germany.
Yes.
By way of Raven Gap, Nakuchi, Georgia. But just the depth also allows you to perform better in what is an arduous schedule. Now it's about to get pretty squirrely. I mean, this is the hill gets steeper for Vanderbilt, but they're built for it.
Catch made there by Jacobs, and Jacobs gets ahead to the 30-yard line. I know you like to put yourself out there, listen, rank the teams in the SEC each week.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard.
Where would you like to put Vanderbilt after this one today?
I think last week I had Vandy at 6. I mean, to Stinch's point, the depth is undeniable no matter who they've played to this point. We're not really sure where South Carolina will end up shaking out from a strength of opponent standpoint, but that's something that stands out when you talk to these guys too. You know, you talk about all the additions out of the transfer portal, and something unique about the additions this year, Taylor, you said this earlier, they're veteran guys. They're guys who already have their degree. They're graduate transfers who understand what it is to go to battle with a team every day. They're guys who have come in from other programs with chips on their shoulder. I think about a guy like Zay Wood, who came over from MTSU. Jordan White at center. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, this team has gelled together, according to these guys, unlike any team they've played for before.
Conover, good pass. He found Garcia on the play before. We haven't called Anthony's name much today. Braden Pagan on that catch for 7 yards. Look, if Diego Pavia stays healthy, if this line on both sides of the ball stays healthy, I'm putting the floor at 8 wins for Vanderbilt.
Wow. And the only reason I say that is because we know the schedule that's in front of them. You're talking about ranked opponents, bang, bang, bang. I mean, it's a challenge, to say the least. The thing about the SEC this year is everybody's beatable. No one has shown that they are not beatable. There's no elite team that's head and shoulders better than everybody else. And, you know, coming into the season, nobody was talking much about this Vanderbilt team. Well, they're talking about them now.
Another good ball after Garcia made another catch. Brock Lane, who's had a big day.
Yeah.
Makes his 6th grab for 17 more yards.
And you hit it earlier, you know. So and this other, you know, Utah State, we've seen them twice now this year. This team, they're going to contend in that Mountain West Conference, more than contend. And they've been battling their tails off in this game, shorthanded, especially offensively. They got 3 depth players in there right now.
A couple of guys have made more than 5 catches today. Conover. And it's too high for Pagan. Pagan has 7, Lane has 6 catches. They've had 22 straight games with one player at least getting 5 catches, and with assuming Bryson Barnes is fine to go in 2 weeks in Hawaii, with what they're able to do offensively, Bronco Mendenhall's team is headed in the right direction in Logan. He loves being back in the great state of Utah. Conover, time, pressured, and he goes down at the 31-yard line.
Taylor, I want to jump back in real quick because one of you just said this year feels like anyone in the SEC is beatable. Right now, if you go look at LSU and Vanderbilt's matchup coming up in a couple of weeks, ESPN Analytics is giving Vanderbilt a 65.3% chance to win that football game.
How about that? More on the schedule coming up in just a moment.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check to see if anyone was watching before I stole cotton candy from a child. Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking the Jumbotron, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Was it worth it? Yeah.
After careful consideration, I've decided to take my sponsorship talent to the SEC. Nope. Sorry, this would have been a lot cooler if I could actually put this hat on my head.
Sanderson Farms, official chicken of the SEC.
Coach, incredible win. What was the key to victory?
Well, the Sonic Smasher, no doubt about it.
Okay, but what makes the Sonic Smasher so great?
I think it'd be the hand-smashed Angus beef, the melty cheese, and of course the Smasher sauce. We're talking the tote right here.
The tastiest of all time.
Give me the QB1 of burgers. The sooner, the better.
Thanks, Coach. I'm Laura Rutledge, reporting from Sonic, where football goes to burger.
Football gave me confidence. It gave me my best friends, a team that counted on me every time, a place where I could just have fun, and a chance to get better at everything. I learned how to lead, how to show up every single day, how to play for something bigger than just me. Ready to play? Your team's already waiting. Go to futureforfootball.com to find a league today.
Any gate can be a tailgate.
Extra. It changes the energy on the field and off. It changes the expectations. It changes the game. At Regions, we celebrate the extra that makes the SEC the definition of excellence, while our team goes the extra mile so your financial wins keep coming too. Extra changes everything. And Extra is our ordinary at Regions, official bank of the SEC.
Welcome back to SEC Network College Football, presented by Allstate. A beautiful look at one of the best cities in America on the Cumberland River. Okay, all right, Vandy fans are feeling it. Bring us Bama. Bama's first thinking about Georgia tonight between the edges on ABC. Conover in trouble on 3rd and 9 as he goes to the ground. There are flags on the field.
Flag on the play.
Linus Zunk was all over Barnes in the backfield.
Holding defense number 37. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot includes an automatic first down.
He means 27. Jalen Lackey. Actually, he didn't mean either one of them. He meant Mark Davis.
Oh, there's two. So in their defense, it could be Mark Davis. It could be Lackey. They were both holding.
It isn't a 37. We know that.
I don't know. I have to check the tape again. Was 37 out there? There wasn't one. Okay.
There isn't one.
All right.
Trickeration here. Garcia, who can throw it, does, and he gets it to Lane. 1st and goal.
Well, we saw this. You know, his pass earlier in the season. He's 1 for 1 coming into this game with a touchdown throw versus Texas A&M. He's got this in his skill set. They basically always have 2 quarterbacks on the field whenever Garcia's lined up at wide receiver. He's got that capability.
I think we led bad beats last week, didn't we?
Yes. Uh-oh.
Interesting. Catch at the 8, and Boyd has nowhere to go. Jordan Matthews on the stop, and Utah State does have 2 timeouts, 1:30 left in the game, but you know they want to try to get it in the end zone here.
Yes, lots of interest on this possession.
Conover facing pressure, incomplete, throwing it into traffic. Mark Davis, good job covering up Pagan there.
Pagan, a favorite target down here because of his length. One more chance at it here.
Mark Davis, one of those many 5, 6, or 7 year players that's on the field. On 3rd and goal, Conover, it's caught, and that is a touchdown. Javen Jacobs scores it. Stanford Steve's eyebrows are raised.
I'll say. All the way up into the hairline for Stanford Steve. That would be hard to pull off. Jacobs able to get it in there. What a drive by Conover. Utah State, you got to be pleased with what you have in your backup quarterback.
Extra point by Rinker is good, and it's a 20-point game. I know you're looking for moral victories here to a degree, but the fact that Bronco Mendenhall takes over a program that had almost no one returning, at least of significance, and you go to Texas A&M, and you lose by 22, but it was respectable for 4 quarters.
No question. 3rd quarter, they came out swinging.
And you come here against the best Vanderbilt team we've seen in decades, and you keep it to 20 points.
Hey, look, this Utah State team, this program, it's definitely headed in the right direction. There's no question about that. And you could see really what Mendenhall did last year in New Mexico. Did not start off well. They finished tremendously well. And as we pointed out, everywhere Bronco Mendenhall's been, he finds a way to get it to a winning program. And he'll do it here at Utah State. The 2 times we've seen them, this team's got the pieces, and they're going to more than make a run in that Mountain West Conference.
Just a reminder, coming up in 10 minutes, Tennessee and Mississippi State here in Starkville. Undefeated Bulldogs against a really good Volunteer team.
A true road game for Tennessee. See how they do it, clanger.
Mississippi State 4-0. Jeff Lebby has done a terrific job as the head coach there. But things get real today against the Vols. We saw him last week, and you believe this is the deepest team Josh Heupel's had.
Yeah, and they have not been full strength all season. You know, you think about, down what would otherwise be your intended starting corners. Now, Colton Hood, the transfer from Colorado, boys, he played good football. They're without their starting right tackle and Sanders. There have been anyway. They've been down their top 2 defensive tackles. They haven't been at full strength. I think Tennessee, when healthy, could be one of the best teams in the country. That said, this environment at Mississippi State, an undefeated Mississippi State team, it's not an easy place to play, a dangerous place to play. It can be.
Here, Vanderbilt is 5-0 for the 2nd time in 80 years. First time since 2008. 1-0 in the SEC. They're at Alabama next Saturday, 3:30 on ABC. Utah State falls to 3-2. They have a week off before they go to Hawaii in 2 weeks. Clark Lee has them fired up in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you to Tom Schofield, Corey Huffman, to Rhett Bryan, Russ Moore, to the long-lost Kevin Maloney. For Alyssa Lang and Matt Stinchcomb, I'm Taylor Zarzer. Vanderbilt 55, Utah State 35. Let's send it back to the studio and Peter Burns.
God bless the Doors and the way that they're playing right now. 55-35, a no-doubter sets up perhaps a monster matchup against Alabama. They'll be in action against Georgia later tonight.